Hi YT World, this your girl La Kiki, Miss D.C. That is, and you see all the extremities I go through in order to give you guys a video. Yeah, so I watched this Housewives of Atlanta episode, and yeah, it was a little filler like shit, but it was still a little turn up in between that. It was really a bunch of fluff though, for real. But I wrote all my notes down as usual, you know me, wherever I can find. And guess what this is on? This is on my son's his last medical health records check that I wrote in the car while I was on the way here to work. Anyway, this has been an exhausting weekend. My son with his football and everything, cheating at refs in that game, and all the freaking birthday parties we went through all this month. And then we got the big one, his brother's 14th birthday party coming up. Shout out to Caden this weekend. So get through another month, like literally all 4 weeks of freaking weekends of May, we've been at a kid's birthday party, I swear, like and football on Sundays. Yeah, so I'm exhausted. I am so exhausted. So it's time for that cruise that we will be looking so forward to. That's 2 months from now. After that, after June, 2 months from now. Yeah, but anyway, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, share this channel everywhere that you can. I ain't gonna say the motto thing because it's Monday, and let's get through this because I gotta at least 15 minutes or whatever to get this done so I can go back and squeeze in the office and act like I was just there the whole time. All right. So basically, this is episode 3 of Housewives of Atlanta, season 15. A Star is Born. Where the only star I sold was Candace, but and I put as a side note, the taglines were introduced all corny except for Kandi, really, because Kandi's was more relevant to the season, and it was like a comeback line of like, oh, so you think I'm not? Okay, I'm gonna use that. Thank you for giving me something to some fire under my butt to use for my tagline. I mean, it was relevant towards each season. Like all her taglines seem like it's always a piggyback off of what happened last reunion or what was said about her last reunion or last season of the episodes. Seemed like she used the tagline for it, that's what it should be. Kenya is going off of Twitter with her daggone tagline, like, I am the culture. Boring. And Sanya keep saying something about that daggone metal, young. Anything else? Family dry as hell. Anything else? Nothing. It's like, I'm bored with the daggone medals and taglines, the metal taglines. It's annoying. It's boring. So anyway, we enter into scene 1, and I like to say it like this because this is how I write it. I go scene by scene, like scene number 1, scene number 2, scene number 3. They always have about 6 or 7 scenes, 6, 7, or 8. I'll say 6 through 8 scenes in each Housewives of Atlanta episode, unless they randomly be talking about trying to introduce these random people that we don't care about and just add on more time for no reason. But scene 1, so Sheree and Marlo and Sanya meet for a brunch that she's hosting. I was more interested in the brunch than to hear any of them talk because they were born like shit. Yeah, pretty much they're basically Sanya talking about the groupie nation of it all, of Bravo Com, basically like screaming, like trying to get close to them. I'm trying to get close to Sheree. Girl, ain't nobody trying to get close to Sheree. If anything, they just trying to feel her weave. Like, ooh, let me see how soaky that weave feel. Like, where do you get that weave? Like, I'm trying to know what your ponytails be on bleak. I want to see if her butt real. I want to feel the butt. Like, they probably trying to get close to her for those reasons. But your personality, I don't think anybody's trying to get close to that. Then Marlo arrives and she starts venting about the boys, in particular William. I just had an argument with him in a car ride. I'm like, y'all supposed to be going over y'all thesis statement, whatever, family little thesis or whatever, and you up there freaking having a whole vent session to him in the car. Like, you literally screaming and yelling at a freaking teen. You's freaking non-mom auntie of the year. I don't think mom T go like that. But anyway, then she proceeds to talk about, oh, did you hear what Mama Joyce said about Todd? And then basically Mama Joyce was just digging at Todd, you know. Basically she just keeps shading him in every section of the panel that they had, that they were on stage. Basically Marlo was like, I think you need to worry about your household. That scroll but not come over here. I'm stomping my feet so that thing won't come down. She said, I think you need to worry about your household instead of worrying about my household first, because you need to worry about your mother and Todd's relationship instead of worry about anything that I have going on. Girl, nobody worry about you. You the only one keep her name on your mouth. You sound stupid as hell. But anyway, so sure, they all laugh, kiki, you know, all that. And then Sanya was the main one, still laughing too. Girl, you ain't learned from the last episode with the last little meetup when you didn't say nothing to about Kandi to help her out. You was just there laughing, geek. Yeah, the same thing you're doing right now. So then Sheree keeps thinking about thinking Martell. That's why I put his change. He's a changed man. He's not the arrogant fool that you normally see on TV. Then what is he, girl? Ain't an arrogant fool you normally see on TV. What is he, girl? Like, what is he? Because he ain't crap over here. Like, looking at it like, he ain't the arrogant fool y'all see on TV. This is the same fool we looking at on TV. This is the same fool that's saying whatever to Kenya right now on TV in a different franchise. So you is a fool. I put here, she's a dumb fool. Not arrogant, a fool. It's nothing else to say more but that you're a fool. So you just with the shits and you're just playing dodo. I mean, you're with the shits and you're playing dodo. Or you really are truly a fool at your big age. Like, literally. So we go to scene 2, and I'm gonna kind of breeze over this, even though I did put enough on here, but it's like, why? So Drew and Ralph go on a date at a climbing place, and then I went on basically not on a date, but we took our son to one of the birthday parties from his football teammates. He had a birthday party at a climb place, and I was like, oh shoot, that's a good idea for his birthday, like next year. So, but we're going on a family trip, so that ain't gonna be next year. But you know, it's a good idea for him when he get older to do the climbing place where he was at. It's so nice. It's like overwhelming when you walk in. I'm just like, oh my God, like what is going on? There's so many things to climb, like so much going on when you first walk in, but it's cool. So that was cool. That's a cool little thing. Everybody either get along over like adventures together, or like they said, they fell in love with music. So they're continuing their marriage counseling, basically, which is dating each other the right way. Ralph calls them Ike and Tina. She's like, what? I thought we was more like Jay-Z and Beyonce, girl. I guess he still cheated too, and he's pretty much controlling as well, so I guess. But he was like, no, not Ike when he beating Tina. I mean Ike like before that. What was he before that? He was still threatening. He was threatening to beat up her friends and all that before he stopped beating her. And she was like, girl, you better run, or he gonna do the same thing to you that he did to me, and he ain't gonna keep hitting me, you know. But anyway, her song already know. She said she checked the numbers. It's at 33,999. As far as people listening to it or checked it out. And Rob said, yeah, I already know. That's bad. Like, literally. Why did Bravo shade it? Already know. I don't even know how I go anymore, because I've been out of tune with what that tune was like. But I'm like, already know. That's bad. And they just stopped it at that. Yeah, that's funny, but it is bad. That's bad, Drew. You should have had 1.5 something million, you know, like something. At least 800 something thousand or something like that. Like Candace had that. with the record. She was pushing like 800 something thousand at this time, and that was like just within 1 week. So girl, you got to get that music up. But it's a task. Music is a task, especially selling these days when people could do illegal downloads and things like that. It's a task. It's nothing like selling CDs back then when you could get the little magazines, buy 10 CDs for 1 cent and all that little, freaking scam thing that they put out there. But I got them CDs first. But yeah, it's harder these days. And she said music is how they fell in love. But so she like, Ralph, you gonna help me, do more promotion for this? He said that's bad, but it's good for the amount of like little stuff that they did with promoting it. So that's not bad for the little promotion they had, but it needed to be promoted in a bigger way in order to hit the charts like that. And she was like, well, can you help me with that? Can we reissue it out like what Candace did? She reissued hers out when hers was doing like a full numbers, and it wasn't even worse like that. It was still kind of decent, but she like yeah, we're gonna re-put this out here and do some more publicizing about it. And she did that, and she doing it. So hey, that's a good idea. But he all like, I'm doing my own thing. I got some other stuff that I want to do. So yeah, so the back burner. You sounded like Kandi, man version. Boy, you ain't got nothing but time. What you doing? But anyway, scene 3. Kenya is being bossy to her assistants and her I guess advertising crew or whatever. Like she already bossed to the white lady. Like, no, this is not right. This is not right. That's not right. And she's like, I feel like sometimes I'm a mentor to them and not like, well, girl, stop being cheap and hire some goddamn real people that can push your stuff out there and on time and right product placement and right pictures. She all like, it's not the right size. I need this and that and this size immediately and all that and 3 minutes and da 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 da. And I'm like, girl, you doing way too much. But anyway, she FaceTimes Mayetta. And then Mayetta said, well, she was like, oh, you look cute, whatever. She said, yeah, I'm in my product color because I just came out of a meeting. Girl, we over that. We over Kenya Moore's hair care. I mean, I'm not over it, but over you talking about Kenya Moore's hair care. But I guess you gotta keep doing that with every scene you got. Keep putting that Kenya Moore hair care out there. Girl, you don't be having Kenya Moore sitting on the goddamn mirror like that when you go into your office and stuff. I can see you have it during the meeting, but you just grab that from the conference room table and put that on a little mirror space where you was sitting at to shoot this scene, girl. Nobody think about no Kenya Moore hair care. But your hair is beautiful though, I would say that. But anyway, she basically got an offer from Grambling. I guess is it Grambling College or Grambling University? Don't give me the mind. I guess Grambling University. It's a HBCU, and she got an offer to be in the Magic City's Classic huge annual football game performance. I guess with the band, they want her to do like a little performance there, and she agreed to it. And she want Mayetta as her choreographer. I was like, what? Mayetta is a choreographer? She wanted to help her? I was like, oh shoot. I did not know Mayetta was a choreographer. And Mayetta agreed. She was like, yeah, we could do something cute. I was like, Mayetta is a choreographer. But of course, that's how she met Neo. Of course, she would be the choreographer. It seemed like that. R. Kelly with his choreographer ex-wife, it's like, ooh, I look at that every time I'm on tour and she's teaching me these steps, and that booty looking good. So, I got to try that and I got to marry that, because that's the only one that's probably real to me other than the groupies that the same butts or not even better than hers and want my money. She here teaching me from the start, how to get my moves. And boy, you still feel it's trying to be a fake Michael, but that's another story. Scene number 4, Kandi and Don Juan have a meeting over at Kandi Factory, and they go over Kandi's must list. Girl, that must list is must exit stage left. Like, it's too much on a goddamn list. You ain't gonna even get that done. Todd's movie is not gonna have a chance with that list. Like, she got to go on everything. Sheree Shepherd show, Dancing with the Stars, like everything, girl. Midnight bedroom Kandi meetings or exposés or whatever, and then freaking everything. She probably got to visit Old Lady Gang for promos. All that's on that goddamn must list, girl. You must clear some of that list so you can help your goddamn husband produce, since he been helping you get closer to the EGOT. So Todd's movie The Pass, Kandi wants to be an executive producer, not a lead, because she's like, I don't want nobody even saying that if I'm the lead, of course that she's the lead role in that, because that's Todd's movie, so of course he's gonna make her the lead role. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You know, I don't care what nobody's saying about my man putting me in a movie. They do that all the time. Look at what's his name? Rob Zombie. He always have his wife in every movie. He have his wife in all the movies. Like, literally, go and look at Rob Zombie's movies. I'm going to put my wife in my movies or my husband in my movies, and it's going to be that. Period. And until I feel like, okay, it's out there big enough I can start hiring some Oscar-worthy actors, you know. But hey, they can reach that goal too. But do what you gotta do, Kandi. Manetta arrives and then she praises Kandi for her red carpet piano lesson opening. She's like, oh yes, praises to you, girl. Like, yes, you doing that. And she like, yeah. Her and like I said, Todd are nominated for one of the nominees for basically an Oscar for that performance of piano. So they have I think it's an Oscar or Emmy. No, not Oscar, I think it was. Or Emmy. Don't give me the line. But anyway, they both were nominees for it. So she was like, with his production background and movie background, he's helping me push forward to getting the EGOT. And so thank you for saying that, Kandi. Push forward, because in him helping you elevate, because everybody's saying that you elevate him. Yes, y'all elevate each other. I thought it was a rib and a rib, Adam and Eve. Well, not Eve, but you know, the next fix girl after Eve broke that crap. But you know what I mean, rib and a rib. You take the left, I take the right. You know, it's supposed to be 50-50 in a relationship. You give, not you give, I take. You give, I give. We both take good out of each other, and we both succeed and prosper. So that's what they doing. So I'm glad you kind of put it out there to say to people, like, he helped me uplift me to get me closer to an EGOT. Like, I'm not going to down my husband. He has that background. I don't have that background. We come together with the backgrounds we have, and we make this platform what it is, a dynasty. And I'm glad you said that. Watch the haters say something like, I don't know, she put that out there as like a little PSA for time, but it's candy. Shut up. Like, just shut up. Hating, low life ass, no relationship having ass people, lonely like crap on every holiday, especially freaking Valentine's Day, going the next day as somebody's date left over because they was with their baby mothers on Valentine's Day. You get the leftover date at IHOP ass haters. Yeah, so they talk about BravoCon in the dynamic duo panel, and they asked Kandi the question, do you trust Don Juan with your money over your mom? And she was like, yeah, I like the way she maneuvered that. Yeah, Mom, I don't think you're going to do Todd any justice. If I so happen to pass and I left money to him, I think you might find a way, she ain't say all this, but I'm ad-libbing, to like forge that crap like Lifetime and take his name off anything and give it to mainly yourself and Riley. Like, I don't even think you dedicated to Riley like that. I think you're going to give Riley her little 25-50%, and then you're going to take the other half. Like, for real, let's be serious. All that talking about something, give Riley everything. She passed, you're going to be mad she gave Riley everything. But yeah, so she basically said, yeah, I trust Don Juan more to be responsible with leaving the money to who he need to leave the money with. And Kandi Mom just keep dissing Todd's job, because on another panel she said, who would you rather had your daughter set your daughter up with? And they messy for asking that dumbass question. I would have said, next question please. Don't ask that stupid ass question knowing that our family dynamics and how my mom felt about Todd in the past. Why would you ask a question that is going to set up like that? Like, I know why you would ask it, but don't do that shit in my presence, because I'm going to shut that shit down. Literally, and that's what Kandi should have said, but she let the foolery go on with her mother even answering that question. I said, Mom, think twice before you answer that question, because you effed up in the first one. Don't do it in the second one. Don't, because you effed up when you looked at me like I'm supposed to just say you, knowing how you are. And then you couldn't wait to fix your mouth as a comeback for me saying Don Juan. But anyway, her mother was like, I wish she would have I would have picked her up with somebody at least got a better job, a decent job, like what? Being a lawyer, being a liar, freaking, what do you call it, person, political figure, being what? Like, I know it's going to be high to your standards. She don't like that boring shit. Like, sometimes you need to know your children. They don't want that boring ass lifestyle ass man that they got to keep up an image with, that they're always busier than her. I think she liked the producer that she found, which he has enough street and enough freaking business knowledge to not be a hood rat ass dude, you know, and she liked that. And she was not going to do no blue collar. So get over yourself, girl. You should have been thinking about, what I have myself up with. Literally all your life. But what happened there? Answer that question for us. Instead of being in your daughter's life like that, you need to bag back, like she said. So Kandi said she got mad and left, and she hasn't spoken to her mother since. Well, her mother gonna learn, if you don't accept my husband, you don't accept me. And Todd, she said the saddest thing about Todd finding out was that he found out from his daughter Kayla. That's the most disrespectful thing ever, for your daughter to hear. For the daughter to know that her grandmother is long gone, and that was the only person that Todd had in her corner. For her and her dad to be going through all the hard, same like-minded struggles, stubborn struggles that they had with each other, and it's like tarnished their relationship a little bit, but they're getting back on track with their relationship. But knowing that Todd is basically on his own, it's just me and my dad. Before Ace and before Blaze. This is me and my dad, really, because that's still part of Kandi. But like, just on the outside kid looking in, like, Dad, you disrespecting my dad like that. He had a mother. What you think his mother would say about him and about what he accomplished? She is proud of him. So it's like, Dad, don't do that to, like, you try to find grace when she passed and start being like, I will always be the mother you never why does it keep blowing? I will always be the mother that you, your new mother, since your mom is gone, and I'll be here for you when you need to talk to me and all that. And then gonna turn around a couple years later and still dog me out? How could I ever come to you for anything? Like, I always love my mama. She's my favorite girl. So Kandi is basically tired of her mother disrespecting her husband, and said that what do you think Ace and Blaze gonna see when they get older and see this on the blog one day? You disrespecting their dad. You ain't thinking about none of that. You just thinking about yourself and all the comments you trying to get tweeted and on a freaking Twitter, Twitter streams or whatever, and try to trend, instead of thinking about what I feel and what he feel and what his daughter feel and what Ace and Blaze going to feel in the end. Okay, scene 5, because it's getting a little out of hand now with the time. So Candace from Real Housewives of Potomac, she FaceTimes Drew, or Drew called her, one or the other. And she basically Drew talks about their relationship and how they are growing friends, and how her and her husband Ralph spent their 7th-year anniversary with Chris and Candace. I was like, oh, that's nice. At least Candace got some real outside the franchise friends where she can really call a real friend. And I think that Drew is one. I think that Drew is a good friend. And from what people say, she's a real sweet person. So that's good for her. And I didn't know she was close with Shamari, because Candace said she was on tour, and she was supposed to do a duet with Shamari DeVoe. You know Shamari DeVoe. She was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta as well. And she was supposed to be her special guest, but I can't make it. So she asked Drew to come sing with her, and Drew just get all like, "Oh my God, are you serious?" And then she get all nervous. She's excited and nervous at the same time, but she accepted it. And then her husband like, "Here you go, here go your breakthrough." She's like, "It's been years since I got on the stage." You got on the stage? I didn't know you got on the stage. I thought you made a music video, but I guess. And then Kandi said she invited I invited Sheree. I invited Kenya. I'm like, did you what from BravoCon? I guess you invited them from BravoCon. Because that wouldn't be the first person I'd be running to. But anyway, Drew said that she going let all the girls know. So Drew cousin comes over, cousin Courtney. Here I go. Drew cousin Courtney come over, and she brings her baby father, Bryce from Groove Theory. She talk about stuff. He was one of the hottest black men of that time. Psych, like shit, girl. There was nobody looking for no daggone Bryce from no Groove Theory. If we was looking at Groove Theory, we was looking for the little hey DJ, you playing that song? I'm sorry, that was the wrong song. That was the wrong song. That was the whole nother different group. But I know the Groove Theory. I don't know. I can't think of the Groove Theory one, but I know this. Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart right now. Forgive me, please forgive me. Little light skinned girl that still look the same. Oh my God, she look exactly the same, and her daughter is so pretty and looks exactly like her. But that's all we was thinking about on Groove Theory. We ain't know nothing about no goddamn on Bryce. I wasn't looking for no Bryce. Come on, he the finest man at that time. Psych. But anyway, and then look at him now. I'm like a crust. But okay, big him up. She had to bring him to the scene because it's like her alone wasn't enough star power for nobody to care that she was here in this scene. But if she brought him along, I guess it's like, oh, something to talk about. And Drew was like, oh, I did a movie with him. I know him. And she was like, are you serious? And Courtney like, hey, cousin, to Ralph. Like, girl, you just, y'all been new about that crap. This is all acting because y'all been new. And he found a way to, like, reel her in. He played stupid during the last scene. Like, we all cousins? Y'all knew about that. Y'all just knew the way to make it a fake surprise for the show. And basically, so they come in. Oh, she said she got a daughter named, I guess, Jayla with him, and she's like a 24-year-old. I'm like, you got a 24-year-old? Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, she look exactly like her mother, except for she don't got the face like that. Like the little side beauty face. But she basically invited Courtney to her opening with Candace. Well, not opening, but like little da la 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 la, with Candace, little duet. Then she FaceTimes Kandi, and then Courtney said, "That's my cue. I'm gonna go over there while you call her." And she says, "Hi, she says, say hi, Courtney." Candace said, "Hi." Okay, so you call me? He said, so, okay, so you call me? Like, hi, Courtney did. Courtney was like, hi. She's like, oh, okay, so you call me? Why you call me for, girl? Knowing that I don't like knowing that we do not get along, or she should not be in my presence at the moment. And Drew acting dumb as hell, like she ain't know that beef. Girl, he gave you the lowdown. She said, I heard Kandi got into a fight. And he was like, yeah, I think that was with my cousin. You don't know no beef, girl? You said it before Ralph could even tell you, girl. You said, my cousin, I think, she was like, I heard that she got into a fight. If you heard that she got into a fight, why would she want to talk to her right away? Like, was you trying to bond them together so they can get over their beef, so they can start coming over there with scenes with you? No, girl. Once that hoe is dead, she's dead forever. Literally, especially the way that hoe going about things. But she acting dumb as hell, like she don't know what's going on, Drew. That's what they be talking about when you be acting. That right there. So she gonna get it. You gonna get that part on the reunion. You gonna get it. They gonna be like, the scene before, girl, you was talking about Kandi got into it, and Ralph told you that it was with Courtney. So why the next scene you try to act like, oh, Oh, I didn't know. I didn't hear nothing about the beef. Yes, you did. Y'all talking about it on your way. As soon as you enter the door and sit at the daggone table, you talking about that. Like, God, unpack your bags first. But then basically Drew tells Courtney the truth about Sonya, because Courtney said, I'm learning her ways, because Sonya is the one that started all this by she at the she was all like with me and Sheree, like, yeah, I think you should confront her about it, which she do that flip-flopping ass scary ass girl that be in the clique but don't never want to fight when it's time to fight chick. Yeah, she do be that. But anyway, she all like, she's with them, she all like, yeah, I think you should confront her at the party. At her party, she all like, I don't remember saying that. Okay, girl, they're gonna give you the receipts. But then again, if they had receipts, why didn't they play back that at that moment? Why didn't they play back Sanya saying you should confront her? I think it was Marlo who said that, actually. I don't think it was Sanya. I think it was Marlo who actually said, because she said it at the party, yeah, I think you should definitely say something about that. You should let her know about that. At the party, not at Sheree's place. Because Sheree and them didn't say anything about you needing to confront her. They just was talking trash after she said something about it. So I think that was Marlo. I think she tried to put that on Sanya, and I think they would have played, the producers would have played it back. But it's still something that I believe Sanya would have probably like, because she at the table, I believe she did say, Sanya was like, I don't want no beef, no smoke with Kandi. We at a good place. Basically, we about to make a spoof together too in an hour or two. So look, I ain't in this. So I don't think she said that. I think Courtney is lying once again. Producers would have had the footage to play back saying you're lying like that. That was Marlo. So yeah, I corrected myself on that one. Until further notice. Maybe they might show in the next episode. But scene 6, Marlo is talking with William and Michael. She opens up about her nephew that she lost named Quentin, and she said something brief, but she ain't really say much. She was like, yeah, I lost my older nephew named Quentin, and I just want them to be better, you know, and take a better approach because he's turned to the streets or something like that she was saying. She ain't really say much. That is sad though, but it's like, that scene was like a waste of time. I ain't gonna even lie. But so the next scene, scene 7. So Drew and her cousin show up at Candace's practice. She was practicing first at the City Winery in Atlanta. And I was like, Candace's song sound good. Her little mic check sound real good. She sound real good and looked good during that moment. All the girls showed up. Even Courtney is still there, is what I put in all caps. Sheree didn't come, but then they showed her little castle, and they showed her castle being basically like thunderstorms in the back, lightning strike, and then it's like, she's sick. Why they always put that under the weather? She's not feeling well. She was like, yeah, even though I would have loved to see Drew's Flop It Like Drew performance, I was like, I hate her much that she couldn't come because she's under the weather. Girl, that's the main thing they use when it's like, I don't fight with that bitch. I don't fight with that bitch. I ain't going to that you know what I'm saying? Y'all tell that hoe I'm sick. You know, that's exactly what that was. You're a hater. You a hater because you don't want to see it flourish like Drew. But it was Flop It Like Drew. It was like, get a taste like Drew. So Candace is dressed like Beyonce. Everybody start moving in and all that, and she start performing. She is dressed like Beyonce. Then she started doing the moves like Beyonce, especially the little hip thrust down. Or maybe she got choreographers that teach her the same bit. I mean, it might not be her exactly, but it might be them like teaching her a little bit of it, and the song might go with the little hip thrust like that. So hey, what you did, it looked good to me. She's just like a bony version of Beyonce, but hey, it's cute. Do I still gonna hate on that? Everybody was blown about the when it was time for Drew to come up on stage, and she had these warm up ass lines like I forgot how the song went. You already know. I mean, I don't even think it was already know. I'm over and I'm over. I'm on. It's over. It's over. Whatever she was saying. I was like, and she had her little line. Candace was like, you know, I'm over it. And then Drew had her, I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. And it was like, thank you very much, Drew. It was like, okay, that's the start. And then it was like, thank you, Drew. And she walked in the back and we like, Kandi and all them like, I know she gonna do some more. No, that was it. No, she didn't with these warm up ass lines. Like she said, if I would have known that she was just singing them two little chorus lines, one little line and two in the chorus mainly, I wouldn't have got up on my goddamn bed to come here. Why you invited all these people to come? Really? Candace invited all of them to come, and Drew just sent the message. She said she was going to tell the rest of the crew. So that's why she basically sent that message or whatever. She said, I'm going to tell Kandi and the rest of them that, yeah, come to my thing. So that's what she did. Let me see. Gotta read this as I'm, doing it, y'all. So, okay. So then they go after the performance is over. Drew gives her flowers or whatever. Ralph gives his wife his flowers and all that. And then they saw Chris. The girls met Chris and he congratulated Drew. And he said, okay, I'm gonna go back there and give Candace her flowers as well. And so they went to go chill out section of City Winery and basically did the rest of the scene where Drew and Sonya squashes their beef basically because Sonya called her out and said that, yeah, she was like, who was dancing the most? It was Sonya was standing up dancing to your music or whatever. And she was like, oh, for real, that's cute. And then Sonya was like, but I have a problem. Like, see, I thought we was in a good place, but then you go and you diss me on the panel. Like, girl, you in your feelings. And she was like, yeah, because oh, here you go. Always somebody in the background. But she was like, she was like, yeah, but it's because you was flipping your hair in my face. And Drew was like, oh no, because I thought it was I forgot exactly what Drew was saying, but she was just adding on anything. I thought it was because you was saying this to me. She's like, no, it was because you put your hand in my face. You was throwing your hair and flipping it on my face. And I would have snatched that hair up just like the Kenya Moore got snatched up right on that panel. Y'all want to see something? Y'all going to see a BravoCon for a lifetime. Then I'd be banned from BravoCon for a lifetime. But anyway, oh my God. So yes, I had to go into a whole nother location because then my father called. People was making noises all behind. The little janitor dude was out here freaking clinking his goddamn trash can all around me. I'm like, okay, anytime now, you go. But anyway, let me finish up this little bit. So basically, Drew and Sonya squashed that out. Then Kandi calls out Courtney saying, yeah, I heard a little something too was going around and said that I bought out the hood out or whatever. And then Courtney, Miss Backtrack, she just like saying Miss Backpedal, said that I love ghetto people. I came from the ghetto. I don't have nothing about ghetto people, so I love me some ghetto people. Like, girl, backtrack much? That's like literally backtrack much. I'm sorry, calling my nose. Backtrack much? Literally. Like, literally, you look a fool. You was just saying she bought the ghetto. She was like, what? And Kandi basically clears the room and said, I have a long range of friends, first of all. And she was like, because Courtney kept cutting her off, and she was like, she kept saying to her, you must be triggered. I must be triggering you. You must be triggered. She was like, girl, you're not triggering a goddamn thing, and you should not look down your nose at whatever person comes out to see you do anything with your daggone dumbass ventures. Like, you should be happy that anybody coming to see you with any audience, whatever the audience is. And she was like, yeah, you did the ghetto a disservice. Now you want to claim, I love the ghetto. I love the ghetto. Bottom line is what she said. I bring everybody out. Bottom line. I was like, oh, snap. Stop, girl. Because she keeps saying Kandi triggered and all that crap. or you gonna trigger something and it's gonna be that sideways ass lip ass. I must be triggering you. I'm triggering you. They say. Meanwhile, the guys are bonding. You got Monyetta's husband, you got Chris, you got Ralph, and I think, was that Todd? Yeah, I think it was Todd. But all of them was bonding pretty much. Meanwhile, going back to the girls' side, here's Monyetta and Marlo. Sanya with her messy bone collecting age talking about something. Didn't you say you had a problem with? Then Monyetta basically Sanya basically introduced Monyetta's conversation of what she was having with her, another private conversation that you're trying to bring to the forefront. But okay, girl, did you have a problem with you was telling me earlier about your problem with Marlo? She was like, yeah, that whole talking about something, oh, Kandi let me speak, and you talking about something, you gonna treat me with respect, and Marlo go on this little rehearsed rant about this is what you exactly told me that you'll do, and da-da-da-da. And she was like, and you didn't, point blank, whatever, girl, and just whatevered her off. So that was not squash per se. She was just like, whatever, girl, now I know who you are. You act like you was cool in the moment of us cutting that scene and me seeing both sides, but then in the freaking confessionals, you want to freaking dog me out when I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, ho? Whatever, girl. And then Drew asks out of the blue, like, Kandi, what about the stuff that happened at Blaze? Is everything all right? And then here go Marlo, well, what happened at Blaze? And Kandi doesn't even really answer at all. She was like, it's fine. It was a private matter. She was like, the incident that happened. And Marlo was like, you mean the shooting that happened at Blaze? And then Kandi was like, it's fine. It's a private matter. And then here go Marlo like, oh, I'm about to go. Girl, go. Nobody looking for you. Go. The scene is still going to be shot without you, girl. Go. Bye-bye. So then we get to the last scene. It said 30 minutes after production wrap, Marlo confronts Drew for not saying shooting instead of incident. Like, girl, what is the real deal with? She was like, I'm not going to say shooting because I got to think of the sensitivity of it all. Like, I have a sensitivity bone and I know how to read the room, and the room says, I'm not going to push you about your freaking nephew that you hold so dear. And I know she holds so dear. Obviously, we all do from watching the Old Lady Gang, that she raised this boy like a son. And I'm not going to push her to say, oh, you know, her feelings about him getting shot. Like, so that's why I said the incident. She was trying to be diplomatic about it, but still try to, like, you know, because obviously she was told to ask her this question, obviously by the producers. So everybody had their questions to ask, or whatever their little bone collecting thing they had to do. And she just left it as it is. And then basically Marlo is basically blaming Kandi for not caring about her nephew. So my nephew Quentin, my older nephew, he was a cook, chef at Kandi's other restaurant, and he got killed by his roommate. Y'all take that in. He got killed by his roommate. And she's putting Kandi with him getting killed by his roommate. Oh, because Kandi, I told Kandi about it, and in the text message, Kandi said, oh, damn, that's messed up. Oh, damn, I'm sorry to hear that, or something like that, to that extent. She's clearly not aware of all her chefs, it seemed like. I don't know what passed down chef he was, but obviously he wasn't the main one. And was he the chef, or was he like another person just in the kitchen? And she's like, oh, dag, I'm so sorry to hear that. What you want her to do? Lay out the red carpet, give you some money? Because I could have sworn it's about Quentin, not about Marlo. So you thought she was supposed to get something extra, talk about it more? Like you wanted her to help you get more of a storyline about him? Because all you was going to do was exploit your own nephew's death? Why would she talk about that on film? That's just be a dumb thing. Like, so that didn't even make sense to me. And then so that's basically what it is. And sorry, my hair itch. Let me see what else. Because every time I try to do a video, people want to walk past. Like, goddamn. Like, I gotta scratch my head and act like I'm not freaking. This is weird as crap. I can't do this no more outside of this. I gotta make sure I keep this in my car or at home. But I was trying to rush this so I can get this to y'all. But it's like, at this point, I'm already annoyed. But she basically a hater. She blamed everything on Kandi. Like, but he died by the hands of his roommate, and he wasn't even at Blaze or OLG or whatever where it happened. Shut up and stop trying to make a dumbass storyline, okay? Kandi is not going to promote anybody's family, exploiting anybody's family, and talking about your nephew. You would have been mad if she talked about your nephew. Then they try to do a flashback with Kandi, and she was like, "Oh, Kandi act like she didn't know." Kandi just said, "Okay." She's not the one that's supposed to be adding extra to your nephew's storyline. You talked about your nephew. She allowed you to talk about your nephew, and she just said the minimum agreement. Or I'm sorry, or because that's called respecting people's privacy and space when a family member pass and die. Why would she be the one to talk about your storyline? You wanted her to get it out there so that her people could do some extra for you? Okay, girl, are you about that? Is it about money, or is it really about your nephew? The same nephew song. That's why I lead by example, and I don't want them to end up William and Michael to be in the blah 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 blah. It's all I hear because, girl, you just had them in the streets in a household that was full of like 6 or 7 people, and you was in your medium sized but good enough place when you're single, enough place to hold 2 extra kids. But you left them with a family of 7. Girl, that same nephew, that's what you do to your nephews? That's why that one probably had the, but you know what? I ain't going to even go on it. But anyway, this video been long, and I've been going away from my desk too long. So, all right, y'all, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you share the video, please. Because, yes, we need to get things on, rolling, and popping to 500. I'm trying to reach that goal of 500. We're at 283. I need 500 subscribers so that I can feel like I'm doing the damn thing, or I'm a little bit more consistent than I normally am in these few past years. Yes, because I'm trying to be like the past, which was the better version of me when it comes to these videos. So, all right, y'all have a great day because it's beautiful outside, and I holla. Bye.